Good morning, dear students. Today I am here with the new video chapter Lifelines of National Economy. In this chapter, we are going to study about the transport system, communication system, international trade, tourism and trade. Dear student, as we use different materials and services in our daily life. Some of these are available in our immediate surroundings, while other requirements are met by bringing things from other places. Goods and services do not move from supply local to demand local on their own. The movement of these goods and services from their supply location to demand location necessitate the need for transport. So, the people those are engaged in facilitating these movements are called traders, who make the product come to the consumers to transportations. Thus, the pace of development of a country depends upon the production of goods and services as well as their movement over space. That is why efficient means of transport are prerequisites for fast development. Basically, we have three modes of transport: land transport, water transport, and air transport. Under the land transport, we have roadways, railways, pipelines. And under the water transport, we have inland waterways and overseas waterways. And in air transport, we have domestic airways and international airways. For a long time, trade and transport were restricted to a limited space because there was no transport and communication facility. With the development of science and technology, the area of influence of trade and transport expanded far and wide. So, with the development of science and technology, the trade, the transport, the communication expanded. Today, the world has been converted into a large village with the help of efficient and fast moving transport. Today, the world is a village. There is the globalization because of technology. Transport has been able to achieve this with the help of equally developed communication system. Therefore, transport, communication, and trade are complementary to each other. So today, we have the developed transport system, we have better communication system, and because of this transport and communication, the world became a village. And transport, communication, and trade are complementary to each other. In this age of globalization, transport, communication, and trade are complementary to each other. Presently, our country is well linked with the rest of the world. We have size is very vast, diversity and linguistic and socio-cultural pluralities, railways, airways, waterways, newspaper, radio, television, cinema, and internet, etc. So these are the source of mass communication. So because of the help of newspaper, radio, television, cinema, and internet, our socio-economic progress in many ways can be seen. The traders from local to international level have added to the vitality of the economy. It has enriched our life and added substantially growing amenities and facilities for the comforts of life. Because of the globalization, because of the trade activity, the manufactured goods are available. And the amenities and facilities we are getting for the comfort of life. Because of this globalization, today, maximum required items are easily available in market. So in this chapter we are going to study about the modern means of transport and communication, because transport and communication is the base of development, is the base of modern economy. It is thus evident that a dense and efficient network of transport and communication is very important for the development. For the development of a nation, there should be efficient transport and communication system. Transport. So first that is the roadways. India has one of the largest road network in the world, no doubt. Our road network is largest in the world, aggregating about 2.3 million kilometers at present. Presently, it aggregates about 2.3 million kilometers. In India, roadways have preceded railways. They still have an edge over railway in view of the ease with which they can be built and maintained. Road can be maintained easily than the railway line. The growing importance of road transport, rail transport is rooted in the following reasons. Okay. Construction cost of road is much lower than that of the railway lines. Construction cost of road is lower than the construction of railway lines. Roads can traverse comparatively more dissected and undulating topography. Roads can be constructed in undulating topography. Roads can negotiate higher gradients of slopes and as such can traverse mountains such as the Himalayas, and road also can be constructed in tough terrain like the Himalayas. Road transport is economical in transportation of few persons and a relatively smaller amount of goods over short distance. With the help of road transport, in smaller distance we can carry and we can transport items and people. It also provides door-to-door service. Roads are providing door service. Thus, the cost of loading and unloading is much lower. Roads are providing door-to-door service. That is why the cost of loading and unloading is lower. Road transport is also used as a feeder to other modes of transport, such as they provide a link between railway stations, air and sea routes. And roadways plays a role like a role of link, because if you have travel by air transport, so by airport we will have to use road. If we are traveling through a train, but to reach the railway station we will have to use the road. So road is like a link, right? Road is a link for air transport and water transport. Suppose we are going abroad by sea route, so by sea route, the seaport we will have to use road. That is why road is function as a link. In India, roads are classified in 6 classes according to their capacity. First, that is golden, quadrilateral and superhighways. Golden, quadrilateral and superhighways. The government has launched a major route development project linking Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai and Delhi by 6-lane superhighway. It is a big project of Government of India to connect 4 metropolitan cities, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai by 6-lane superhighway. Except that we have the north-south corridor linking Srinagar, Jammu Kashmir and Kanyakumari, and east-west corridor connecting Silchar to Porbandar, part of the project. The major objective of these superhighways is to reduce the time and distance between the mega cities of India. Okay, what is the Golden Quadrilateral? The government has launched a major road development project linking Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai and Delhi by 6-lane superhighways. This is called Golden Quadrilateral. It connecting by 6 lane to 4 metropolitan cities of India. Except that we have the north-south corridor linking Srinagar and Kanyakumari, east-west corridor connecting Silchar, Assam and Porbandar in Gujarat. The major objective of these superhighways is, what is the major objective of these superhighways? The major objective of these superhighways is to reduce the time and distance between the mega cities of India. The aim of these superhighways is to reduce the time and distance between the mega cities of India So these highway projects are being implemented by the National Highway Authority of India. Golden Quadrilateral and Super Highway project are implemented by the NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. Super Highway and Golden Quadrilateral, these highway projects are being implemented by the National Highway Authority of India NHAI. These are called Golden Quadrilateral Super Highways. The Golden Quadrilateral connect four mega cities, four metropolitan cities of India by 6 lanes from Delhi. And second, north-south corridor and east-west corridor, north-south connecting Jammu Kashmir with Kanyakumari, and east-west corridor connecting Silchar Assam with Porbandar. And these super highways are implemented by the NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. So these are called Golden Quadrilateral Super Highways. Then comes the National Highways. National Highway link extreme part of the country. What it links? National Highways link extreme part of the country. These are primary road system. What are these? Primary road system and are laid and maintained by CPWD. National highways are maintained by Central Public Work Department CPWD. A number of major national highways run in north-south and east-west direction. A number of national highways are from north-south and east-west direction. The historical Sirsa Suri Marg 1 is called National Highway 1. Historical Sirsa Suri Marg is called NS1, connect Delhi and Amritsar. So what are the national highways? National highways link extreme part of the country. These are the primary road system and are laid and maintained by Central Public Work Department. Right? Who maintain the national highways? CPWD. A number of major national highways run in north-south and east-west direction. The historical Sirsa Suri Marg is called NS1 between Delhi and Amritsar. Another routes are state highways. What are state highways? Roads linking state capital with different district headquarters is known as state highways. Roads linking state capital with different district headquarters are known as state highways. These roads are constructed and maintained by PWD, Public Work Department. What is state highways? Roads linking a state capital with different district headquarters are known as state highways. These roads are constructed and maintained by the PWD, Public Work Department. The next road, that is the district roads. These roads connect the district headquarters with other places of the district. District roads, what are district roads? These roads connect the district headquarters with other places of the district, and district roads are maintained by district board. जिला परिषद के द्वारा इसको मेंटेन किया जाता है. State highways, what are state highways? Road linking state capital with different district headquarters. That is known state highways, and state highways are maintained by PWD. What are the district roads? These roads connect the district headquarters with other places of the district, and these roads are maintained by district board. Golden Quadrilateral maintained by NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. National highways maintained by Central Public Work Department. State highways maintained by Public Work Department, and district road maintained by district board. So next PPT we will discuss about the railway transport, air transport and water transport.